टॉपिक है यस गुड इवनिंग वंस अगेन. सो आज का टॉपिक है आयुर्वेदिक फूड कॉन्सेप्ट. एज वी हैव डिस्कस्ड, आयुर्वेद का मूल उद्देश्य है आरोग्यवंत व्यक्ति का आरोग्य संरक्षण करना और व्याधित व्यक्ति दैट इज बीमार लोगों का बीमारी दूर करना. So this is actually the subject matter, or I can say the goal of Ayurveda, right? Since to fulfill these goals, we need to take some special measures and at the same time have a watch on our regular daily routine. So इस कारण की वजह से we have to watch our food. So let us talk about Ayurvedic food concept. And here we have role of Ahar in prevention of diseases and promotion of health. Ahar and Ayurveda. I hope I'm audible and visible. No, so not visible, just audible, right? Just send yes in that case. So Ahar and Ayurveda. As we have discussed earlier, the basic three pillars of life, that is Traya Upastambhas, are Ahara, Nidra, and Brahmacharya. So we are taking up the subject Ahar today. Okay. So it is said that Dehoyam Ahara Sambhavaha. इसका मतलब है हमारा देह शरीर जो है it is made up of of the nutrients derived from the food, so that itself becomes the part or different things which are constituting the body. So इसलिए देहोयम आहार संभवः. Food has been mentioned as Mahabhaishajya. Maha is great and Bhaishajya is medicine. So food is the greatest medicine we consider, right? So food, ahar has been compared to prana, that is a vital force required for sustenance and vitality of individuals. We all know this. Food is the abode of 6 tastes. So yesterday we have discussed regarding the shadrasas. Can anyone just send the order of intake of rasas? Let it be in the chat box. I'll just wait for your answer. Let me check. Okay, right. Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Tikta, Kashaya. Correct. So food is abode of 6 tastes, and these tastes are cause for increase and decrease and normalcy of the doshas. As you know, the first 3 rasas, that is Madhura, Amla, Lavana, these are Vatahara and Pittahara. Madhura, Amla, Lavana are Vatahara rasas, but they also increase kapha in the body. At the same time, Katu, Tikta, Kashaya rasas, these are kapha haras, but vata karas. That means they would increase vata. Then pitta hara rasas are kashaya tikta madhura, and pitta kara rasas are katu amla lavana. Right? So now you know the relation between rasas and doshas, right? Then ahar and ayurveda. So our body and food is made up of 5 elements, as discussed on the second day of this course, right? So our body and food is made up of the 5 elements. Right balance of the 5 elements is very much essential for maintenance. Hello, you can hear me? Right balance of 5 elements in food makes balance of doshas in our body. So Panch Mahabhuta Siddhant, we have discussed this, yes, on the second day. So you all know that doshas are made up of Panch Mahabhutas, and balanced state of these Mahabhutas is very much essential for the doshas to remain in equilibrium, right? So that itself gives us good health and longevity. Then Ahar and Ayurveda. As discussed, Acharya Charaka stated that a daily diet should be such that which not only helps to maintain the present well-being but serves as prophylactic against coming diseases. So this is what we say the aims and objectives of Ayurveda, right? आरोग्यवंत व्यक्ति का आरोग्य संरक्षण करना और बीमारी को दूर करना. These are the 2 goals of Ayurveda. So lifestyle disorders in the present generation, it's a very big problem for our society today. Such diseases mainly result from lifestyle related factors such as unhealthy diet and dietary habits. So we all have such a sedentary lifestyle that there is absolutely no physical activity, isn't it? So physical activity kam hai abhi, and lack of awareness regarding the preventive aspects of diseases. That has to be, everyone has to be aware of such things. So the cause is O2, Mithya Ahar, Nitya Vihar. You can see in this picture, Mithya Ahar, the girl is sitting with so many food items, junk food, all these are, they appear to be the packaged food containing so many preservatives and all these. So consumption of junk or fast or packaged food is one of the causes. Apart from that, it consists of many chemical preservatives and flavoring agents to enhance the taste, right? Then use of incompatible food items. Yes, this also we have discussed on the very first day, isn't it? So Viruddhahar. What is this Viruddhahar? It's incompatible combination. Like what happens when we consume this Viruddhahar? It causes a sort of unwanted biochemical changes in the body, which might be the cause of many autoimmune or any other such diseases which become chronic or which are long term, which trouble us for long duration. If we do not become aware of such things, we tend to do lots of mistakes regarding ahar. Then mithya vihar. What is this mithya vihar? Abnormal mode of life, like we may adopt some faulty cooking techniques or meal skipping due to cosmetic reason. This has become a fancy thing, isn't it? Skipping meals and not having sufficient food, sufficient nutrients. That can be one of the causes for many of the diseases that we see today. Disordered eating habits. So as I keep on telling you always, कभी कभी सुबह 8 बजे ब्रेकफास्ट करना, कभी कभी ब्रेकफास्ट स्किप करके डायरेक्टली ब्रंच खाना, that is by 11 o'clock, or sometimes skipping the entire thing, having food at 2 o'clock, or having untimely food like finishing all your meals by 7 and again having something in the midnight. So that midnight cravings or whatever. So not organizing our routine, not having a proper daily schedule, these may be causes for so many diseases, right? So then non-observance of eating etiquettes. So Ayurveda, is there a way out? Yes, we have. So knowledge regarding proper eating habits and Ayurvedic way of living. That is very important, as we have discussed about Dinacharya, Rutucharya, all these last week. So we need to follow all these at the same time, a very proper disciplined food intake, the timings and the choice of food, all these are also very important. So Ayurveda has a balanced approach for balanced eating. Body as well as diseases, both are product of food, as we have discussed, isn't it? Panchabhutatmake dehe aharopi panchabhutikad. We know that, right? Then greatly emphasized on nature of food articles, quantity, timings, that is intake timings, disciplines that we need. All these rules and regulations of eating for healthy life and longevity. A healthy diet plays an important role in maintaining hormonal balance in women. So, general considerations of Ayurvedic dietetics. Very first day we have discussed about this Ashta Ahara Vidhi Vishesh Ayatan. Hope you all remember, right? So, Ahar Vidhi Vishesh Ayatan means certain dietary customs responsible for wholesome and unwholesome effect of the food, which are the 8 basic rules or 8 basic things which we need to consider while having food. Number 1 is Prakriti. So, what is this Prakriti? We all know how to assess our Prakriti. At the same time, we need to understand and analyze the Prakriti of Ahar Dravyas also, right? ये आहार द्रव्यों का स्वभाव गुण को अच्छी तरह से जानना चाहिए. So last week I had given you one assignment. You remember regarding Shakha Varga. Today again I'll be giving another assignment. Yes, same thing, but only difference is last week you have compiled regarding vegetables. This week you will be compiling lots of information and everything at a single place regarding fruits. Today we'll be discussing about Phalavarga also. Right. So Prakriti, nature of the food articles also have to be known. The guna, rasa, virya, vipaka, all these have to be studied properly. And then number 2 is karan. Karan ka matlab hai processing. We know this. Samskaro hi gunantaradana muchyate. This is the shloka that we generally quote for this karan. So cooking techniques अच्छी होना चाहिए. So it has to be good. And yes, apart from just cooking, other parts like processing of the food, all these have to be taken into consideration. That day we have discussed. Please go back to those slides and see. Okay. Number 3 is samyoga or combination. Yes, this is regarding viruddhahar. There are certain combinations which are favorable for the body, and there are certain other combinations which are considered as incompatible, or we say in general Ayurvedic language as viruddhahar, which might be the cause for so many autoimmune diseases, right? So especially even the skin diseases, we can say. Okay, not just these, many more. Okay, so again, go back to that chart where we have discussed about some combinations: milk, regarding ghee, regarding honey, fruits, vegetables, all these. Please go back to those slides and see once again. So now when you read that, you will be able to understand better rather than the first day, isn't it? Then it is regarding Rashi. This Rashi is nothing but quantity. Yes, we have discussed about this also, the quantity of food intake in relation with Agni, all these. Then Desha. So Desha here refers to Pradesh or region where you live or from where you procure the food articles, or where you process whatever, what you are habituated to, and what are the qualities of the food. All these have to be taken into consideration. Next is Kala. So as I told you, Kala here refers to two things. One is Nityaga and Avastika. So Nityaga refers to Kala, that is the seasons. So in different seasons, different food articles, different seasonal fruits, vegetables are available. And in relation with Rutucharya that we have talked about 2 days back, so this Kala refers to one more thing, that is Avastha. As we discussed, बालावस्था में बाल्यावस्था में कफ दोष प्राधान्य रूप से रहता है हमारे शरीर में, मध्यमावस्था में it is पित्त दोष, and वृद्धावस्था में वात दोष. So considering these doshas predominance, we need to adopt proper ahar. And then it is upayoga samsa, that is rule of use, and upayoktra. Rule of use, yes, dvadash ashan vichar and other things which we'll be discussing now. And upayoktra is the one who is using the food. Ourselves, myself, yourself, anyone, right? Yes. Let us talk about rules of taking ahar. So there is a concept called as dvadash ashan vichar, that is the 12 important rules. So some of them are discussed here. First is Ushnam Ashniyat, Snigdham Ashniyat. That is, always have warm food and emollient food. Always, I mean, as far as possible, try to avoid rukshana, that is dry food. So prefer this emollient or unctuous food always, because Snigdham Ushnam Ashniyat, that is one very important concept that is very essential for proper digestion, right? Then it is Matravat Ashniyat. Considering the status of Agni, we need to decide upon the quantity of food, right? So too much is too bad, too less is also too bad. So considering this, हित मित होना चाहिए हमारा आहार का प्रमाण. And then जीर्णे अश्नीयात. This is very important. Nowadays we don't follow this at all. We just keep on eating. Oh my God, what is this? We just go on eating again and again, many number of times, with very short intervals. That should not be adopted. So eating once in 1.5 hours, 2 hours is what generally the diet plan says. But there is a concept like Jirne Ashniyat, means only after proper digestion of previously consumed meals, hame next meal sevan karna hai. Okay. So that is Jirne Ashniyat, food to be ingested only when previous meal is digested. And then Virya Viruddham Ashniyat, foods of different potency to be avoided. Natidritam Ashniyat, that is, do not have food very fast. Nati Vilambitam Ashniyat, not very slow also. Ajalpan, ahasan, tanmana bhunjita. What is this? Ajalpan, do not talk too much while having food. Ahasan is do not laugh, because due to these, sometimes the food may enter the wrong passage, or not having mindfulness while eating might cause lots of unwanted effects. Okay. Nati dhritam mashniyat, nati vilambitam mashniyat, ajalpan ahasan tanmana bhunjita. That is, tan lagake man lagake. That means you just concentrate on eating and have the divine feeling. Consider each and every morsel of the food is positively affecting your body. It is its growth, development. All these are because of the nutrients that you are supplying. Have that positive attitude. Think of God, divine supreme power, and have food with full concentration and mindfulness. Then atmanam abhisamiksha. Ethics like food to be taken with mindfulness and no laughter and no other activity. Remember this. Continued rules. So Samhita gives very descriptive view regarding this subject as pakasthana vichara. That means how a kitchen should be. So the place where the food is prepared, that also matters a lot. And also the person who is cooking food, his feelings and his bhavanas, his attitude would come to the food. That is our belief. So pakasthana vichara, then bhojana sthana vichara. Not just the place of preparation, it is also the place where you sit and eat. That also should be very pious. Okay. Then kala bhedena ahara vidhi, dining time. Yes, we have discussed about this. So according to Ayurveda, there are basically two annakalas, that is once in the morning and once at night. In the sense, when the sun is there, at that time one, and after sunset. So if we have to consider, you may, many of you were asking me, what is the most ideal time for having food? Ayurveda says that after getting up, utne ke baad, for first 3 hours, do not eat anything. But nowadays, it is marketing techniques or advertisement, whatever, we don't know. They say, eat something within half an hour of getting up. No, how can you do that? You will have to resort to packaged food in that condition. So that is not at all allowed. So always remember, have something only after 3 hours of getting up, right? Morning, right? So kala bheda. So how the next meal should be. If it's not possible to adopt only 2 annakalas or 2 timings, you can split the first meal into 2 and the second meal into 2. Or you can make it 3 or 4, but the quantity, quality, and the gap should be proper. Okay. So overeating is also not allowed. Even in less quantity, too many times eating, that is also not so good. Then akala bhojana dosha. Yes, disadvantages of improper dining time. Then inevitable. What are the qualities of different types of food which are not acceptable for eating? So regarding that also you have description. Swadishta anna guna lakshana. That means consideration with, no. How do you consider a food is very tasty? When you have food, even after your stomach is full, you should have that feeling of having the same food again. You should long for the same taste, same type of food. Then that type of food is considered as swadisht ahar. This is what the classical texts say. Then bhojanottara sevaniyani varjani. What all have to be avoided after meal? So that means there is one very direct cause for amavata like condition. For example, viruddhahara cheshtasya mandagner nishchalasya cha snigdham bhoktavato hi annam vyayamam kurvatastata. That means after having meals, you're not supposed to do any sort of lot of physical exertional activities and all these. So that has to be avoided. Then Bhojana Krama Vichara. So, sequence of eating food articles. Yes, regarding this, we have discussed yesterday what is the order of rasas that we have to adopt while eating food. Ayurvedic rules of healthy eating. So what are the do's? Eat warm emollient food in proper quantity. Eat only after previous meal is digested. Consume food having non-antagonistic properties. Include all the tastes, namely sweet, salty, sour, pungent, bitter, and astringent. I hope you all remember the Sanskrit names of all these. Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Tikta, Kashaya. Because it provides good strength and immunity. So, as discussed yesterday, consume sweet substances first, followed by sour and salty, and later on pungent, bitter, and astringent substances at the closure of meal for ensuring good digestion. Then consume fruits first, followed by liquids, and last by solid food. Sit in Sukhasana, that is easy, normal sitting posture with erect body. As far as possible, try to sit on the floor while having food, because this would improve, or this will help in keeping the flexibility of the body better. Then consume light, easily digestible food in the evening as far as possible, because evening meals के बाद हम ज़्यादा physical activities नहीं करते हैं, इसके वजह से always try to have very light food in the evening. Consume food neither too hurriedly nor too slowly for uniform digestion. And fast eating will end up in less intake or sometimes more intake also. Slow eating also has similar effect. So consume food with full concentration and take water in between meals. See, there is a saying regarding, while describing regarding the different types of waters. It is said that Atyambupanat napachyate annam. Anambupanat sacha eva doshaha. Tasmat bahni vivardhanaya. Muhur muhurvari pibeda bhuri. So you know this, isn't it? So zyada pani pina is also not so good. There is no strict quantity that is mentioned. Okay, 5 liters, yeah, 8 liters or 2 liters. No, listen to your body. So your body is the best judge. So considering the cravings or considering the thirst or hunger feelings only, have food and water. Then consume full concentration, take water in between meals. Then if agni is a bit low, digestive ability is less, if it is meal time and you're not hungry, then it's better that you consume. Okay, so it's better that you have a pinch of rock salt with ginger before meal for proper digestion. A saying goes like this. What is it? Bhojanagre sadapatyam lavana ardraka bhakshanam. So those who have very less agni or very less digestive ability, they can definitely try out with this. A little quantity of this fresh ginger along with a pinch of salt, right? Then what are the don'ts? Food should not be contrary to each other, as we discussed. Fish and milk together is a wrong combination. Honey and ghee in equal quantity also. Eating should not be too slow, or not should it shouldn't be too fast. Don't consume too much of any of 6 rasas. This is important. As I told you, shadrasopet ahar is always strengthening. So our ahar should be such that we include all the 6 tastes. It shouldn't be like, do not get used to only one type of taste. Okay, like liking towards only madhuras, liking only amlaras. No, it shouldn't be done. Always have an open mind, जहाँ पर हम all rasas, that is madhura, amla, lavana, katu, tikta, kashaya, sub rasas को equally, not equally, we would say in proper combination सेवन कर रहे हैं. Then insight into daily regimen of ahar. So as discussed, आप सबको ये macronutrients और micronutrients के बारे में पता है, right? अभी so the macronutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, fluids, roughage, water, right? And the micronutrients are like vitamins, minerals, all these. So इतने साल पहले, almost thousands of years ago, हमारे teachers, preceptors, acharyas, they were so intelligent. They have given us one formula for daily food consumption. कैसे होना चाहिए हमारा आहार. right? So Shashtikan, the saying or the statement goes like this: Shashtikan Shalimudgan Saindhavamalake Yavan अंतरिक्ष पयस्सर्पिः जांगलैः मधुचाभ्यसे। इसका मतलब है हमेशा हर रोज हमें सेवन करने के लिए योग्य आहार ऐसा है साठी चावल, ओके, मूंग दाल, देन सेंधा नमक, आमलकी that is Indian gooseberry, amla, yava is barley, then rainwater collected before falling on the ground. इसका मतलब है the water which is very in its purest form. If not rainwater, at least let us resort to a purest form of water. And then milk, that is doodh, ghee. Then for those who are accustomed to non-veg food, jungle moms, that is animals residing in dry lands, and such animals ka meat is only advisable, not aquatic or Anup में रहने वाले animals. Okay. Yes. Now let us try to analyze how scientific or not is our statement. Okay. देखिए ये साठी चावल या different varieties of rice are examples of carbohydrate food. Then Raktashali, that is red rice, which is classified as glutinous rice, is specially recommended क्योंकि it is said that this red rice or raw rice, it is special, that is it consists of anthocyanin. Okay, so it possesses special nutrient properties. B12 is very good in this. And then mudga, that is green gram, represents the protein content of the food. Of course, mudga also contains little bit of carbohydrates, lekin protein is lighter here. It is considered that most of the pulses or all pulses contain proteins also, lekin easily digestible protein like moong dal is only preferred than urad dal. So masha or urad dal is known to be more nutritious, but it was not preferred kyunki it was comparatively quite hard to digest. Though both are rich in protein, light and easily digestible protein has been preferred to a heavy one. And then Saindhav Lavan or Saindha Namak balances three doshas in the body. Isliye Saindha Namak is only preferred. Then Amla, that is Indian gooseberry, represents the vitamin content of a balanced diet in addition to milk and vegetables. So Amla, which is said to have very good antioxidant properties, that is only preferred. So Amla, according to Ayurveda, is said to have rasayana property. That means it delays aging. इसे हम बोलते हैं वयस्थापना. That means it delays aging and restores, helps us in restoring youth for long years. Okay, so that is amalaka. Also, it gives us very good immunomodulatory effect. Then a scientific analysis of this above said ingredients of foodstuff rightly justifies the entire requirements of body in a better way. Barley is an efficient food to prevent many lifestyle disorders. आजकल तो हम बहुत sedentary हो गए हैं हमारा lifestyle. So we are very lazy. We don't work out, isn't it? So barley use करने से, barley contains varying amount of total tocopherol, selenium, molybdenum, manganese, dietary fiber, and vitamin E content, which are antioxidants and so can act as balya. Balya का मतलब है strengthening, and rasayana means रस धातु से लेकर शुक्र धातु तक हर धातु का क्वालिटी जो बढ़ाता है वृद्ध, that is would increase. Such dravyas are called as rasayanas. Not only the dhatus, you all know that ojas is the essence of these dhatus. So the essence of the dhatus, ojas, is also improved with rasayana activity drugs and beneficial in diseases like diabetes, cardiac disorders, cancer, hypertension, and obesity. Then coming to this milk. Milk represents complete food containing proteins, carbohydrates, fat, minerals, vitamins, and all nutrients which are required for man from infancy to old age. So देखिए अगर if it's possible, try to procure desi gai ka दूध. So that can be considered as the best one. And then Ghrita or ghee represents not merely the fat content but also the intellect building principle. There is an activity told in Ayurveda called as Medhya. Medhya का मतलब है जो मेधा शक्ति को improve करता है. Such drug is called as Medhya. What is this Medha? मेधा का मतलब है ग्रंथ धारण शक्ति या फिर इंटेलेक्ट प्रमोटिंग फैक्टर. सो ये एंटिटी को ये इंप्रूव कर देता है, इसलिए इसको हम मेध्य बोलते हैं. सो डोंट कंसिडर घी एज जस्ट सोर्स ऑफ फैट, इट इज मच मच मोर देन दैट. इसलिए डू नॉट ट्राई टू अवॉइड घी. ओके, सो हैविंग 1 or 2 spoons of ghee in your daily meals is not a bad thing at all. लेकिन 3 बातों को आपको ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. फर्स्ट थिंग इज always have ghee along with hot fresh food. First thing. Second thing is have good amount of hot water if you are a good eater of ghee. And third thing, आपको लेजी या सेडेंट्री लाइफस्टाइल फॉलो नहीं करना चाहिए अगर आप घी को ले रहे हैं, क्योंकि इट इज नॉट गुड फॉर पीपल हु आर वेरी लेजी और लेथार्जिक. इसका मतलब है इट्स नॉट दैट यू शुड अवॉइड घी. We are just insisting on the fact that you should improve your activity level. So remain active throughout the day. In that case, having ghee and being active helps in keeping our general health in a very good condition. It's a very good nourishment for the joints and also stress को कम करने के लिए and नींद का quality improve करने में for all this it's a very good thing. Then not just it helps to promote memory, intelligence, vital fire, semen, vital essence, all these. It is curative of vata pitta problems, toxicities and insanity. Madhu is shahad, okay? It's most refined glucose in a liquid form. It maintains the equilibrium of all the 3 doshas. इसलिए मधु का consumption हर रोज करने से अच्छा है, करना अच्छा है. Okay, so again a repetition or a brief insight into Viruddha Ahar, incompatible food combinations. Fish or its soup along with milk and milk products with alcoholic beverages or anything that is sour. See, we generally do a very common mistake. अगर दही ज्यादा अम्ल है तो we tend to add milk to it so that the amlata reduces, or we always prefer this fresh fruit juice, considering that fruits are very good source of vitamins, minerals as well as fiber, or milk is complete food. So ये दोनों चीजों का combine करके consuming it is not a good thing. So never do that. Do not mix milk with anything that is sour. Then radish consumed with milk, and then that is also not good. Lotus stem with honey, etc. Equal quantity of honey and ghee, and many more. We have discussed about this long back, right? Then lifestyle disorders mainly result from the factors like unhealthy diet, bad food habits, lack of physical activity, etc. Taking food in irregular quantity and improper time, and also taking more quantity of junk food disrupts normal digestion process. इसलिए about ahar vidhi vidhan, acharyas have advised to take Ushna Snigdha Ahara. Remember that in proper quantity, proper time, with the place at a place with full concentration of mind, due to which the food gets easily digested. Then it has also been advised to take food as suitable to Prakriti or particular person, age, habitat, etc. So we have to adopt various regimens of diet and dietetic principles as mentioned in Ayurveda in order to prevent so many lifestyle disorders, right? So this is part A of the class. Now, moving on to part B. So, continuation of Ahar Varg. We have discussed about Shukha Dhanya, Shami Dhanya, Mamsa Varga, Shakha Varga, then Phala Varga also, as I guess. Vari Varga. No, Phala Varga today, I think. Vari Varga is over. That is water. Then Gorasa Varga, Ikshu Varga, then Taila Varga. Many of these are over. We have very little syllabus for today. So Phalavarga, that is group of fruits. As I have told you, Bhava Prakash Nigantu, I hope all of you have purchased or you have a PDF or hard copy. I don't know. So yes, Bhava Prakash Nigantu se aap please information kal kijiye. Try reading this text. Okay. So Phalavarga, many fruits, though many fruits have been told, we have just included here only few because of the time constraint. We won't be able to touch on all the topics that have been mentioned in Bhav Prakash Nigantu. So, as I told you, make a list of all the fruits that you consume, which are edible, which are available in this day. Try to find the botanical name and then try to find the Sanskrit name of that. Go back to Nighantu, you get the reference or the index. Okay, try to find the name of the fruit and then see the qualities. So this is the homework for this weekend. I hope all of you have done your assignment last week. So this week it is for fruits. Last week was vegetables and this week it is fruits, right? So yes, Falavarga, raisins, dates, wild mango, palm, coconut fruits. So very little, very less number of fruits के बारे में हम बात करेंगे. So we need to find out which fruit is applicable in which disease. I mean, as a diet, as a part of diet, कौन सा fruit, कौन सा disease में अच्छा है. You try to find the food value, the chemical composition, active ingredients, everything regarding a fruit. So that is how, if you make a good notes now, it might be helpful for you in the future, so that it'll be helpful for you to say to your clients, isn't it? Raisins. This is indicated for fever, thirst, burning sensation, bleeding disorders, tuberculosis, asthma, improving the nourishment, and it's a very good aphrodisiac. Dates, that is khajur. It is sweet, cool, heavy for digestion, provide nourishment, balances vata and pitta respiratory disorders. See, this is exact translation, English translation of the Sanskrit verses, though it does not give the full meaning of whatever the Sanskrit terminologies that are used in our classical text. This is a mere translation. That's it. It does not explain all the qualities, right? Wild mangoes or amrataka, they are sweet, heavy, nourishing. Unripe is used to make various chutneys and pickles, and ripe is nourishing, heavy, cause bloating, increases kapha. Palm and coconut fruits are cold, sweet, and unctuous in nature. They nourish the tissues. Sour varieties of draksha, that is sour grapes, badara, that is Ziziphus jujuba, aruka, that is Prunus persiaca, nikuch, that is monkey fruit or monkey jack. We also call it as, which is Atrocarpus lacucha, and then these aggravate pitta and kapha. Ripe aruka is not hot in potency, it is quite heavy, sweetish, nourishing, does not aggravate much of the doshas. Kapitha or wood apple, that is unripe variety, is said to be sweet, astringent, not so good for voice, antitoxic, increase vata, cause constipation, whereas ripe variety balances all the doshas, it's antitoxic and heavy. Bale, that is ripe fruit, aggravates all the doshas, heavy to digest, and might cause foul smelling flatus. Unripe fruit is hot in potency and aggravates pitta, good for digestion. And then jambu or the jamun fruit is said to be sweet, cool, astringent, heavy for digestion, causes bloating, bowel binding. See, this increases vata to a great extent. Generally, it is available in the season June, July, isn't it? This jamun fruit. Then amla. So amla is the Indian gooseberries. It consists of 5 tastes, all except salt. Okay. So it is sweet. After post digestive effect is sweet. Like in zyada, it is sour only, astringent and balances pitta kapha. As I told you, it's a very good vayasthapaka. That is, it improves the sorry, I can say it delays aging. And then dadima or anar is sour, astringent, digestive, cardiotonic. ये दाढ़िमा का आउटर स्किन को हम कट करके I mean wash करके कट करके कषाय भी बना के यूज कर सकते हैं as a home remedy for diarrhea like problems. And then matulunga, that is citrus variety. This improves the appetite, enhances taste of food, digestive, helpful in colic pain, cough, hiccups, vomiting. ऐसे conditions में ये बहुत अच्छा है. So the classical Matulunga Rasayana, which is also called as Madhifala Rasayana, is available in Ayurvedic shops. It's a very good Agni Vardhaka. Improves the taste. Then Harita or green raw vegetables. These are, we can say, this used for salads. All these ginger. So as see again in the 4th week, you will, that is not next after that, you will have a class on kitchen remedies. That time I will tell you more about all these. So ginger is a very good appetizer. इसे हम विश्व भेषज भी बोलते हैं. That is, it is considered as universal medicine. That is, for most of the problems, it is a very good remedy. Then it's a very good appetizer. Digestive, aggravates pitta if consumed in excess. Useful in vata and kapha disorders. Then radish, that is mooli. Ripe radish causes aggravation of all doshas. Tender radish decreases doshas. Tulsi cures fever, cough, kapha disorders, respiratory disorders. Ajwan, shigru, these are cardiotonics. Dhanyaka, dhania is very fragrant appetizer and does not provoke doshas. Onion, that is palandu, is a Sanskrit name of this. It aggravates kapha, heavy for digestion. Aphrodisiac, decreases the vata. Garlic is lashun. It's hot, pungent, and heavy. Cures diseases related to vata. So this is about fruits. As I have told you, let me repeat the assignment once again. This fruits, all the available fruits, make a list of that, even dry fruits. Try to find the Sanskrit name, try to find the botanical name, go back to Bhav Prakash Nighantu, try collecting the references. So it will be very interesting to see that which all fruits, which all dravyas are used in which all diseases. You can make a good list of that and also try to find recipes. Then it is Madhya Varga, so it is not so very much relevant here kyunki we are not talking about the commercial varieties. All these are medicinally prepared ones. So in general, if you have to say all these preparations are sour in taste and hot in potency, generally speaking, it is said that fresh wine is heavy and aggravates all doshas, whereas old wine purify the channels. It is light and digestive. The main reason behind why this concept of Sandhana Kalpana or fermented preparations came into practice is to reduce the quantity of medicine, at the same time trying to retain its potency for a long duration. So कम प्रमाण में यूज कर सकते हैं और these prepared medicines को बहुत दिन तक, बहुत देर तक भी यूज कर सकते हैं and it is very fast acting. So इस लाभ बेनिफिट्स लेने के लिए ही ये संधान वर्ग का ये कॉन्सेप्ट शुरू हो गया. So this is about today's class. So I'll be back tomorrow for an interactive session. In the meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Right. No hand raising. Yes, Rakhi says food to be taken as prasadam, right? Can you please suggest a diet for kapha, vata, and pitta doshas? Yes, shortly you will be receiving that. Probably in 3rd week, by end of 3rd week, right? Yes, Shweta is asking how to take barley regularly. So barley is available in most of the provision shops. आप barley powder form में भी मिलता है आपको. Also available in normal regular form. So you can just bring it home, add 1 part of barley with 10 parts of water, boil it well till it is cooked well, and you can just consume the liquid portion. So add a little bit of sendha namak to it and you can consume that. It is very good in urinary tract diseases. Also, it helps in removing excess water content in the body. Water retention जैसे conditions में ये बहुत अच्छा है. Also, you can just powder it. You can have a fine powder of barley and you can mix it with your डफ चपाती का या फिर पराठा के साथ मिक्स कर सकते हैं. Also with the dosa batter. Yes, you can regularly use barley. Dr. Mansi is asking, there is no mention of wheat in daily food by Charak, or is it there in any Samhita? Yes, yes. Wheat is called as Godhuma. I told you 2-3 days back, right? So Godhuma is wheat. So that is definitely fit for consumption. If at all you are accustomed to it, definitely, yes, it is good. Beena Menon is asking, instead of raisins, can we use grapes? So grapes are having little bit excess water content and they might cause, that is कंठ भाग में कफ दोष को ये बढ़ सकता है. इसलिए देख के you just have to be very cautious while using that. लेकिन dry raisins, yes, you can use that regularly with no any such problems. Then onion is not good for kapha dosha. Not so much because the whole onion is said to increase kapha dosha. Ekta Gupta is asking, what about milk in potency? Milk, yes, दूध का potency शीत वीर्य है दूध. Krupa is asking, how many full meals are necessary for 40 to 50 each person? See, it depends. What is your definition of full meals? Let me know. I will answer. Then Deepanshu is asking, what is the best way to consume amla regularly? If it's a season of getting this amla fruits, you can use it. You can make chutneys out of it. You can make murabbas so that whenever it's not available, that time also you can just have it regularly. Or it is best if it's used in the form of, the very common, famous, popular, well-known Chavanprash. It's the main ingredient है amla. आमला की रसायन ऑल्सो आमला की चूर्ण भी बना सकते हो और यू कैन ड्राई दिस आमला एंड keep it so that you can use it. The dried dried fruit is, see, what we generally do is when it is fresh, you just remove the seed and make it to the form of paste. Do not add water. Okay. Along with this salt, you can just mix it well and make pellets out of it and dry it in hot sun or in the shade. You can dry and you can store it in glass bottles for years together. So every day, one pallet you can take and you can churn it nicely, mix it with the curds or buttermilk, and you can have it regularly also. Amla ka pickles bhi you can just prepare, but that will not give you all the benefits of amla. Better if you can consume this amla in the form of chavanprash or dried pellets one, which I told you. Amla ka murabba bhi bana ke you can use it. But again, there is addition of sugar or jaggery here, right? So yes, then wheat grass is good for doshas. See, wheat grass, this is a very newer concept for those who are obese. So for them to keep the stomach active, this wheat grass can be adopted. It acts as a very good fiber. Bandra, it acts as a very good fiber content, roughage material. Nilima is asking, rock salt and saindha namak are same. Yes. Then Rakhi is asking, liver is slightly fatty. See, for this, you can go for a classical Shodhana, Panchakarma procedure, first thing. Second is, you can just consume good amount of fiber and use good amount of spices. At the same time, some Ayurvedic medicines, you can just consult a registered Ayurvedic medical practitioner for prescription. So that would be good. Increase your activity level, be very active throughout the day, exercise regularly, consume good amount of hot water and watch your diet. Gayatri Vasanta is asking, what is the use of Madhifala Rasayana? Madhifala Rasayana is a ready Ayurvedic preparation which is available in Ayurvedic medical shops. So Matulunga Rasayana it is classically. So this is very helpful in improving the taste. Of loss of appetite may or vomiting जैसे conditions may this is very helpful. Ekta Gupta, you can definitely add barley with your uh, go what is that गेहूं flour के साथ भी use कर सकते हो with rice flour also 1 or 2 spoons of barley ka powder you can just use regularly. Vishnu Priya is asking Jirne Ashniya, that is food to be ingested only when previous meal is digested. Correct. According to this principle, the 6 meal regimen of modern nutrition seems wrong. Am I right? See, in the sense, we Ayurvedic doctors or we Ayurveda Vaidyas, generally what we say is until proper digestion of previous meal, we do not consider taking the next meal. In the sense, now you know the concept of ama, right? Agni ki kami hone se this ama is formed. So to prevent that formation of ama, we just advise not to eat on and off. Okay, let us give some time for proper digestion. Continuously eating is also not good. At the same time, see, if you are having 2 or 3 main meals in a day, that is okay. In between, if you're having vegetables or fruits, that will have a different mechanism. So yes, you need to plan properly. Anika, as I told you, if you have purchased the textbook, if it is hard copy or soft copy, whatever of Bhav Prakash Nighantu, you can just try to find the names. In the last few sheets, few pages, you will find the names of different dravyas that have been told in Bhav Prakash Nighantu in a proper order, like a dictionary. Okay, so you can just go there and try to find the details regarding whatever you are finding, whatever the drug that you have chosen, and like that come back to the page number and then read. Beena Menon is asking, is consuming wheat all right for kapha dosha? See, there are many ways of processing wheat, isn't it? If you are making chapatis, then that's okay. But if you are making puris regularly or consuming wheat in any other form, you have to think about how it affects the dosha, right? Having making chapatis, light chapatis with little bit of ghee is definitely it's not a problem for regular consumption. Kripa, you have a doubt regarding meals, number of meals. See, one principal meal in the daytime, that is, it might be your brunch or directly lunch. So that has to be very nutritious with all nutrients. And if at all you are unable to wait till 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock for your principal meal, that can be split into 2 parts as 8 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Okay, breakfast and dinner, sorry, lunch. So it can be split. Like in as far as possible, try to keep the evening meal one only. Okay, don't split it. Like 5 o'clock having some snacks and 9 o'clock having dinner. No, rather than that, let it be an early dinner. Okay, 3 meals are okay per day. But see to it that first meal what you consume in the morning that should be very nutritious. Quantity कम होने से भी it's okay, but quality अच्छा होना चाहिए. Afternoon का meal quantity wise see to it that it is good. लेकिन night whatever you consume that should be very less in quantity and not so nutritious. In the sense, do not consume lot of ghee and fried items and all in the evening. Ekta Gupta is asking, is it okay to take Amla candy? Yes, it's okay, no problem. So it's already time up. We'll meet you all tomorrow. Please put all your questions in the query form. I'll be here to answer. So thank you so much. Thank you for your patience here. We'll be ending the class now. Bye-bye. Myself, Dr. Pratibha, signing off. Please keep reading. Happy evening. Bye-bye.